May 25th, and that means that it is Memorial Day in the States. Memorial Day, usually for a lot of people that are in the fitness world, means taking on the Murph challenge. So Murph is a 1 mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, and 300 air squats, followed by another mile run. And this workout is done to honor Lieutenant Michael Murphy, who was a fallen Navy SEAL. There's actually a movie kind of on his story called Lone Survivor. It's a really good movie, one of my favorites actually. So basically, we're gonna tackle that, and I'm gonna grab some coffee, get warmed up, and get this moving. I should say before I start this too that I am kind of removed from doing CrossFit style training, so my muscular endurance isn't nearly as well as it used to be, but I still have been doing pull-ups, push-ups, and air squats, and last week I dedicated a couple workouts to doing it with a vest on, so hopefully things go fairly well. My game plan is to actually do singles on the pull-ups, doubles on the push-ups, and then just try to move through the air squats pretty smoothly. I don't really have a specific goal, but I think getting below an hour would be a good goal. I've done this a couple times before, but I haven't done it straight through, and I haven't done it with a vest, those two things together. So those make it quite a bit different. And I'm going to be doing strict pull-ups too, something that when you do this in a CrossFit gym usually wouldn't be done. So hopefully things go well. I'm gonna grab some coffee, try to use the restroom, and we'll get this started. Alright, so we just got finished up with my kind of general warm-up. I'm going to toss the vest up now and do some push-ups, pull-ups, and some squats, and just get ready to get started. Alright, so I just finished basically all my warm-up. It's pretty short, pretty succinct. I just went to the bathroom again, which is super nice because I can make you feel very bad doing any type of workout, so let alone a hero workout like this. So game plan, I'm gonna go do singles on pull-ups, doubles on push-ups, and then just move through the air squats at a steady pace. I've got this piece of paper here, I'll show you. So I got these check boxes here. This is gonna be for every 10 reps on pull-ups. I'm gonna do one check box, and every 20 push-ups, I'm gonna do one check box. So there's 10 of each. So that'll give me 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, and then the air squats, I'm just gonna move through steady. All right, I think I've done enough stalling, so we're gonna get this started. I'm gonna have to keep track of the overall time with my Apple Watch here, so let's do this. It's starting to rain. Ah! What's up, guys? So we're back for the commentary portion of this video where we look at my overall performance and kind of my thoughts on the different aspects of the Murph challenge. So as you saw there, I got about 10 minutes in the first mile, and this wasn't completely specific. I'm not entirely sure exactly how well I did, but I do know I got between 9 to 10 minutes on the first mile, and I thought this was pretty good. I kind of went out a little hot initially, so as I got into the groove of the run, I realized this and tried to cut it back a little bit. But my heart rate still was pretty high when I actually came in for the first set of pull-ups, so did it really matter in the end? I don't know. And when I first came back in after the run, I actually tried to turn on Pandora on my laptop, but it didn't turn on. I had it connected to my headset originally that I was wearing, and then it just didn't work. So I ended up killing about 2 minutes probably in total trying to fix this, which obviously added about 2 minutes on my time, but we're not really gonna focus on that. I did have to do this entire 1 hour of workout though in complete silence, which was pretty brutal. But moving on to the pull-ups, I wanted to apologize because I realized how poor this camera setup actually is. Aside from my arms being extended, at the bottom, you can't really tell if I do a full pull-up, but I promise my chin did get over the bar for at least 90% of the reps. It was kind of harder as I progressed into this, and the muscular fatigue really started to set in. And then also you can see my kind of note-taking book too. Again, I apologize for that. I was kind of frazzled with the 2 minutes it took to reset, try to get the music reset on my laptop. So when I was setting up this camera angle, I wasn't really too focused on it. But as we move into these pull-ups, you notice I'm doing singles for everything. I'm pulling all the way up, getting my chin over the bar for a pull-up, and then when I come down, I'm pretty much just either dropping or just letting my weight bring me down. I'm not really controlling it at all to kind of not have to do the eccentric portion of the movement, basically allowing my muscles to not work as hard as they need to. So this doing singles only actually worked pretty well in my opinion. I think it took roughly 16 or so minutes. We'll see at the end here pretty shortly, but the singles worked well. I basically just took about 4 to 5 seconds between each single and then went for another one. And I pretty much always had another one in the rep, another rep in the tank, I should say. So the fatigue really wasn't an issue. And I think if you are trying to do this straight through without partitioning the reps at all, definitely doing the singles, quick singles on the pull-ups is a good call. We are coming down here close to the end. I actually did rip my left hand towards the end, so these last few I started to have a blister build up, and then it ended up ripping later, so that hurt, but thankfully that did not happen early on in the set, and it was about at my 80 marks for pull-ups. So moving in here, I believe these are my last few. And we are coming in on the pull-ups. So we'll finish here. Go, go, go. I'm just checking my time, seeing it up, and you can see my hand there. I'm starting to go through pain. A little kipping towards the end, whatever. So 16 minutes to complete the 100 pull-ups. 28 minutes my total time now. So after that, we move into the push-ups. And the push-ups, if you heard at the beginning of the video, I did doubles on the push-ups. So I personally think that doing push-ups on Murph is probably one of the hardest things about it, and in fact the muscular endurance you need to do 200 push-ups I think is harder than the 100 pull-ups. 100 pull-ups is no joke as well, especially if they're strict pull-ups and not kipping, but the 200 push-ups is usually where people kind of struggle and run into some issues. So again, running this doubles for push-ups, it did take a while, but I only got to a point where I felt like I couldn't do 2 more towards the end. Like I felt probably
120 to 140 push-ups, I could do 2 regardless, and that's kind of how I looked at it. I wanted to be able to stick to a number that I could do the whole time instead of just going for a giant burnout set that eventually I would be going down to 2s or 3s anyway. So I figured, why don't I just start from 2s from the beginning and just roll with this. And you kind of notice one of my techniques here. I'm kind of on my knees for a second, and then I go into the push-up position on my knees, and then quickly bring my knees up, do the push-ups, and then bring my knees back down quickly. Again, trying to save some energy on my shoulders, triceps, and chest, and just giving myself a little, any extra boost that would kind of help me in this. And you notice my little rabbit there. Yeah, I have 2 rabbits, and that the newest one, that's a baby. I think it's about 9 to 10 weeks old, and I had my door open, and she was kind of messing with me the whole time, and I was trying to keep an eye on her because she really likes chewing up the carpet, so I had to keep shooing her away. But it probably wasn't the worst thing, because in the end, I basically just got a little bit of extra rest. But you'll see it becomes an issue at some point, because she does start to eat into some of my bands I have for warming up. So that was kind of an issue. So I'm not quite sure where we are in the reps here, but if you notice my cadence here, I'm still going pretty strong. I'm only doing, same with about the pull-ups, about a 5-second rest or so, and then I'm going right into it. Towards the end of the sets of 20, I kind of took a few more seconds to rest and gather myself, because as I mentioned, I split this into basically 10 sets of 20 reps. Even though I was only doing 2 reps, I counted to 20 every time. So I did 1 to 20, repeat 1 to 20, and that kind of made it easier on me, so I could not get completely lost of all those reps in my head. And we are getting close to the end here, and form's still looking fairly good. I'm actually, it felt like it was getting really tough. Now I was starting to try to push it a little bit to get it going and just finish this portion of it, but moving pretty well. My rabbit's doing her thing. Finishing up here, almost done. Last 200. Looking good. And there it is, right there. I think, oh, no, there's a 200. All right, so 15 minutes to complete the 200 push-ups. And then, let's see here, I'm going to go back. So 43 minutes to complete those, 43 minutes to complete the first mile run and the 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups. So now we move into the... Alright, so we're going to finish up looking through the air squats here, and you notice starting off the bat, that's my rabbit. I had to grab her and finally get her out because she was causing too much issues with the thing. And here we are off. Let's see here. Yeah, these air squats, I always underestimate air squats, especially doing a lot of them, and this was no different. I thought I was going to coast through these with fairly no issues, and for the most part I did. I didn't have to stop and start too many times, but that volume just wears on you, and especially after all that work you already did, it's quite a shock to your body doing all those squats. Let's see here. My arms felt pretty good after doing everything. Yeah, when I was doing these, it was something interesting I noted, was that, for one, obviously my quads were burning quite a bit from doing this, but I noticed that my lower back was starting to fatigue quite a bit. And obviously after you do enough of something, it's gonna start fatiguing in a bunch of different places. But my back was something, and then also my calves. I started feeling kind of a burn in my calves and my lower back. So that was, I don't know, definitely I'm assuming the weight vest had to do something with that. And these exercises specifically, that weight vest really caught up to me. Yeah, and at a couple points, like I could have just kept going and staying in the same spot and just pushing through it. But honestly, I'm not sure what it really would have done. It probably would have just made me more fatigued. So kind of every once in a while, I had landmarks of roughly every 25 or 50. And that kind of made it reasonable and not too bad for me to kind of work through it. Because if I was just thinking about doing the 300 in one giant set, that becomes kind of daunting. So similarly, I tried to break it up as much as I could, but I mean, at some point, you just kind of go through it and just push through the pain. I believe I'm finishing up here shortly. Well, maybe not shortly. It's hard to tell, obviously, when we're on fast forward here. It's kind of lose track pretty quickly. I'm going at 4 times speed, by the way, if anybody's wondering. Yeah, this was towards the end, and I was getting to a point where I was realizing I would have to run a mile after this, and my legs were completely blown. There was just blood completely full of them, and I I could barely walk. And oh man, that's hard to say where we're at. We're almost done on the video clip, so I'm assuming I probably only got 20 or so more. The last 25 or 30 I just did straight in a row and just kind of got done with it. I think we're done. Yep, boom. So we're gonna move on to the mile, and we'll watch that.
Starting the second mile. Feel like crap. Legs feel like nothing. Get this done though. Almost there. Whew. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh boy. Oh, that last mile after those squats. Oh my gosh.
Alright guys, so that's going to be the end of the video. I finished the Murph in about 1 hour and 10 minutes in total, and this was with about, I'd say, 3 minutes of messing with my computer, transitioning time, and getting my bunny out of the room when I needed to, and just kind of messing with it. So overall, I did pretty well. I was pretty happy, especially since I did it straight through with no partitioning of the reps, and also did it with a weight vest. So those two variances to the workout made it extremely difficult, and maybe we'll try it again next year. But thanks for watching the video, guys. I really appreciate it, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.